Hi, my name is Burke. Welcome to my devlog. I started learning 3D in 2020 and now I'm applying all that I've learned to build my first game in Unreal Engine. So why am I starting a devlog? Well, I'm by nature an extremely social person and I pretty much have locked myself in my room for the past 5 years in order to start learning 3D and develop my skills. And that has really worn on me. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that we got a dog kind of at the beginning of the journey, I think I would be a shell of a person. But he's helped me to have someone else to take care of, to make me get into a schedule, eat regular meals. But now I think it's time to start getting back into the real world, and creating these videos I'm hoping will make me feel like I've got a community that I can interact with. And even if no one watches them, at least I can feel like someone is watching them. I'm also a verbal processor, so if you know me, you know that if you ask me how am I doing, I will typically go back to the beginning and say, I was born May 12th, 1991, and then 3 hours later, I'll answer your question about how I'm doing today. So my hope is that here I can get out some of my verbal processing and save my neighbors a few hours of their time. Also, I'm hoping that the devlogs are going to give me some focus, and here I'm hoping that I can clearly set intentions for myself for week-long sprints. I'm also self-taught, so I've learned from and really looked up to the creators in the YouTube space, and I really just want to get involved in that community. I want to give what I've learned, things that I've picked up, to people that are beginning their journey and have questions, and maybe see things that I'm doing that they're struggling with. But also I want to make myself I want to put myself out there to get more feedback. So I want these devlogs to be a place that people that know more than me can see this content hopefully and say, hey, you can actually do that way better, or this process is going to be way more efficient. Something that I don't have any real knowledge in right now is optimization. I'm just doing what I can in the engine to make things a little simpler for me, but I don't know how that's affecting performance, and that's going to be, I think, a big part of this devlog journey for me. Okay, so what am I building? Well, right now the working title is Kyudo. It's the Japanese form of archery that emphasizes aesthetics over actual marksmanship. The idea is that if your form is good, if you're focused and centered and balanced, when you fire, it's naturally going to end up at the target. It's part of a narrative for a larger story that I'm working on, but right now I just have this dream of making a little mini game, mostly because I love playing games with my wife, and I think that if I could create a two-player game that her and I enjoy, it would maybe be fun to share with other people. So the general vibe is kind of like a third-person shooter tower defense combo mashup. Like the aesthetic kind of feel I want is something like a Marvel Rivals Overwatch, but like a mini game. I kind of started the project because I wanted to start using the skills that I had to work on something personal that I was getting excited about. And the goal right now is kind of just follow the fun, see what I really enjoy and what makes a game feel good, and then kind of go that way, but try to keep it pretty limited. Also, something that I'm really interested in is emergent gameplay. So I don't want to create like overly specific combat systems. I want to create something that almost feels like a little sandboxy, so that it gives players like you guys the opportunity to come up with things that I never could have imagined. And so kind of building into the game an openness for certain things, like maybe you'll see, but maybe something that you're shooting with your arrow will grow, and I won't set too specific of a limit. So if part of your strategy is just to like focus that, and that somehow ends up being a good strategy, we can find that out together. So I'm super excited to get started, and I'm hoping that next week I can upload my first video with some more gameplay stuff. I've got like a very rough start to it that I'm gonna wait to show, but yeah, look for the next video next week, and I'm excited to share what the game's looking like so far. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the very end, I really appreciate you sitting through my kind of funky editing, figuring out how to talk to a camera, and figure out what I even want to say. I'm just so grateful for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.